We can go manual by raise of hands. If we don't get the required number here. Is it working? Yes. Let's start again. Voting commencing. Where is the young man? Okay, voting has started. So now vote. Check, it says voting opens. Just vote on anything you want. We are test running. Vote on anything you want. Come, it's still reading. Voting in process. Voting in process. Voting in process. 15 seconds to go. 13 seconds to go. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, closes. So, 74. Okay, as of now, look at to your right, the blue one, or the green one. Green. You'll see that 74 people have voted. And the rest abstain. 4.
But I think
4 people abstain. That is 78 in number.
74 voted yes.
Did you get that?
It's working.
Huh? No, yeah, some of us are analog. So 74 voted. It has increased more than that. Total that voted 79 in number. We are good to go? Yes. We have a young technician here. If you have, we are good to go? Leader of the Senate, we wish to move a motion extending the time that we sit beyond 3 o'clock.
Distinguished senators, resume your seats. We are ready to proceed.
Mr. President, very distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I rise to move pursuant to Order 8 sub 3 of our rules for extension of time to enable the Senate sit beyond 3 p.m. I so move.
Minority Leader. Minority Leader.
You have returned. You're welcome.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the Senate extends its time beyond 3 p.m. to enable the Senate to consider very vital national matters. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded that we do extend the time of our sitting beyond 3 p.m. to enable us to conclude this all-important national assignment. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate, please proceed.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, much as I realize that it is always our desire as a nation and a people, and as elected representatives of the people, to be compliant with global best practices, I'm rising to move a motion based on my personal conviction and the conviction of several of our colleagues, and the need to also ensure transparency, both within ourselves as people that will be performing this major constitutional responsibility, as well as members of public, that rather than go by way of electronic voting, which obviously now we disenfranchise a few or some of our colleagues whose machines are not working, I am moving that we give every distinguished senator to answer his or her father's name by doing manual voting. That is my motion, sir. And I so move.
Minority Leader, I don't know why the Senate Leader is moving this, but he said for the purpose of transparency and the need for the constituents to know where you stand on every issue, that is good for us to go into manual voting. And the motion is secondment.
Yes, sir. And before you come, the mode of manual voting would be by call of name And
you stand up.
you stand up and raise your hand.
Yes. Yes, so that the clause that does not pass will be dropped.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion moved by the leader of the Senate that in order to ensure transparency and accountability, and in order that all senators have the opportunity of voting, that we do manual voting in the clause-by-clause consideration of the bill to provide for the establishment of state police. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, compelling reasons, the Senate leader has moved, and it is seconded by the minority leader, that every senator should answer his father's name, and the constituent should know where you stand on the issue of state police. Those in support that we go into manual voting, and we call your name and you indicate where you stand, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So we will suspend electronic voting for now. Senate Leader, can you now commence the process? Move the motions, first reading, second reading, and then let's use Order 78 of our rules.
Thank you, Mr. President. The first business of the day is the presentation of an executive bill standing in the name of the Leader of the Senate on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2026 SB 1055.
Senator Bills, any senator that dodges and does not stay in will also be noted. Don't dodge. You are coming back. I don't want anybody to step out.
Mr. President,
yes.
You may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2026 SB 1055, first reading.
Distinguished colleagues, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2026 SB 1055, first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day is the second reading of an executive bill on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2026 SB 1055. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I move that the Senate do suspend its Rule 78.1 in order to read the bill for a second time.
Read Rule 78.1.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, Rule 78 sub 1 is about appointment days for stages of bills, and it reads, with your permission, every bill shall receive 3 readings previous to its passage, which readings shall be on different days unless the Senate unanimously directs otherwise, and the President of the Senate shall give notice at each reading, whether it is first, second, or third. That is what the rule says, Mr. President. And Mr. President, if I have your permission, I would like to also read Rule 1B. 1B of our rules. May I proceed, sir?
Please proceed.
Yes. Rule 1 has to do with the practice and procedure of the Senate. And of course, 1A says the proceedings in the Senate and in all committees of the Senate shall be conducted in accordance with the following standing orders, being our standing orders. And Rule 1B says, in all cases not provided for in this standing order, or by sessional or other orders, or practice of the Senate shall by resolution regulate its procedure. And what is at issue here, Mr. President, is the fact that the issue of constitutional amendment to establish state police is an issue that this hallowed chamber has been dealing with in the last 3 years. And we had cause to work with other stakeholders, including some of our governors, to organize zonal hearings and different forms of public hearing to engage members of public to take part in the debate, for the establishment of state police. So essentially, what we are doing here today is not the beginning of this effort, but we're here to consider the executive bill, which is also a summary of stakeholders' concern and stakeholders' interest in this same issue, and also the need for us as a parliament to consolidate all of our efforts, into one through our consideration of this bill. And that's why I'm also coming under Order 1B. I thank you.
In every situation not provided for by the Senate may go ahead to establish its own rule. In this case, we have gone around the country for 2 years. We've gone around the zones, we've gone here and there. Then the executive has met its input, and that's what we are also considering. But we believe that we had already reached the level where we're going to vote. So just in compliance with the procedure of ensuring that the bill passes three stages. So is it the view of the House that it be allowed to go ahead with the lead debate for this bill to be done a second time? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. That's happening. So proceed to lead the debate for a second reading of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. Again, I move that the bill on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alteration State Police Bill 2026, be read for the second time, and in support of my motion, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I am presenting this lead debate, which I will summarize as I go by, in view of the fact that this issue, the general principles of the bill, had been canvassed at one time or the other in this chamber. But I rise to respectfully lead the debate on the general principles of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alterations State Police Bill 2026. This important bill is an executive bill transmitted by Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, seeking to alter the Constitution to provide for the establishment of state police services and other related matters. This bill represents one of the most significant constitutional reforms in our nation's democratic evolution. It addresses a long-standing national conversation on the structure, effectiveness, responsiveness, and sustainability of policing in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, the framers of the 1999 Constitution established a single and centrally controlled police force for the Federation. While that arrangement may have served the country at a particular stage of our national existence, the realities of contemporary Nigeria have exposed significant challenges associated with a centralized policing architecture. It is a common knowledge that Nigeria is a vast federation comprised of 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, with diverse cultures, languages, geographical terrains, security dynamics, and socio-economic conditions. The increasing complexity of security threats, which include terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, communal conflicts, farmer-herder clashes, cybercrime, organized criminal networks, and other transnational crimes have placed enormous pressure on the existing policing framework. The present structure often limits the ability of local authorities to respond swiftly and effectively to security challenges within their jurisdiction. Consequently, there has been a growing national consensus among stakeholders, including state governments, traditional institutions, civil society organizations, security experts, and notable scholars on the need to decentralize policing, while also preserving national unity and security coordination. The objectives of the bill. The principal objective of the bill, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, is to establish a constitutional framework for the creation and operation of state police services while retaining a strong federal police service and maintaining national standards, accountability, and oversight. Specifically, the bill seeks to 1. Retain a federal police service for federal policing responsibilities. 2. Establish state police services for states that choose to create them. 3. Provide constitutional safeguards against abuse and political manipulation. 4. Create independent state police service commissions. 5. Establish national minimum policing standards. 6. Promote cooperation between federal and state policing institutions. 7. Protect fundamental human rights and civil liberties. And 8. Create mechanisms for federal intervention in exceptional circumstances where public safety or national security is threatened. The salient provisions of the bill include the establishment of federal and state police services. The bill replaces the existing constitutional provision establishing the Nigerian Police Force and creates a federal police service for the Federation and a state police service for each state that elects to establish one through legislation of its House of Assembly. It should also be noted that no state police service can commence operations unless it has been duly established by state law and certified as meeting national minimum standards prescribed by an act of the National Assembly. Preservation of federal policing powers. The bill does not abolish or weaken federal policing. Rather, it clearly assigns federal policing responsibilities to the Federal Police Service, including the protection of federal institutions, policing of the Federal Capital Territory, counter-terrorism, organized crime, cybercrime, border security, arms trafficking, interstate criminal activities, and other national security matters. Clear jurisdiction for state police. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, state police services shall be responsible for enforcement of state laws, maintenance of public safety and public order, prevention and detection of crimes within their jurisdiction, protection of lives and property, and other local policing responsibilities. The constitutional safeguards against abuse. One of the major concerns expressed regarding the establishment of state police is the potential for political abuse by state governments. This bill directly addresses that concern by prohibiting any governor from directing a state police service to target specific persons, political parties, groups, or associations unlawfully. The bill also expressly prohibits the use of police powers for partisan, ethnic, religious, sectional, or personal purposes. The national minimum standards. The bill empowers the National Assembly to prescribe national minimum standards relating to recruitment, training, vetting, promotions, discipline, use of force, firearms, complaints procedures, accountability, data management, and professional conduct. These minimum standards will ensure that state police services remain professional, accountable, and compliant with national standards. The federal intervention powers. The bill creates carefully regulated mechanisms for federal intervention where there is a breakdown of public order or there's a state police service becomes incapable of functioning, or where there are serious abuses of fundamental rights, or where there is partisan or electoral intimidation, or where national security is threatened. It is instructive to note that such intervention must be authorized in writing by the President, limited in scope and duration, subject to Senate oversight, and open to judicial review. Benefits of the bill. Mr. President and very distinguished colleagues, this bill offers numerous advantages in the following areas. 1, improved community policing. Security is most effective when law enforcement personnel understand local communities, languages, customs, and terrain. State police services will strengthen intelligence gathering and community engagement. 2, faster response to security threats. Local policing institutions can respond more rapidly to emergencies, criminal activities, and public safety concerns. 3, decongestion of federal security responsibilities. The Federal Police Service will be better positioned to focus on complex federal crimes and national security challenges. 4, strengthening federalism. The bill advances the principles of true federalism by aligning policing responsibilities with the constitutional distribution of governmental powers. 5, enhanced accountability. The creation of independent state police service commissions provides an institutional mechanism for recruitment, discipline, promotion, and oversight, thereby reducing opportunities for arbitrary control. In conclusion, Mr. President and very distinguished colleagues, this bill is not merely a security reform. It is a constitutional response to the evolving realities of our nation. It seeks to balance local policing autonomy with national cohesion, accountability with operational effectiveness, and federal oversight with state responsibility. The bill provides robust safeguards against abuse, preserves federal authority where necessary, protects constitutional rights, and creates a modern policing framework capable of addressing contemporary security challenges. On this note, I therefore urge you, my distinguished colleagues, to support this landmark constitutional alteration and allow it to proceed to the next legislative stage for further consideration. I thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues.
Distinguished Senator Abaribe.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Ene Abaribe. I represent Abia South. Thank you, our dear leader, for exposing everything about the state police. Mr. President, I used to be one of those that is against state police. Mark my words, I used to be. But today, we know that we have very serious insecurity problem that can only be solved by thinking outside the box. And I think that this is part of it. But our issue on this is actually what goes into, it's not really the amendment of the Constitution, because you can amend the Constitution, but then in the act, matters of usage of the police is where most Nigerians are bothered about. The mover of the lead debate has said that those things will be taken care of. I think that as part of what we will also pass today is also to make sure that in those aspects of the Constitution, because I've seen 2 or 3, where it says that the president will merely write a letter and take over, or merely write a letter to, no, we think that not just the president, but that power must also be shared with the National Assembly and the Senate in particular, just like we have done in state of emergency. Because we cannot have a situation where the president just looks at a state, maybe he's not in good terms with the governor, and decide that he will take it over. How would you go against that? So I think that we should look very much into that. The second and the last part of what I will look into is the question of funding. Today, we are aware that states have far more funding than before. But we also had a time in which states didn't have as much money, which means that he who pays the piper will also dictate the tune. So what we will have to ensure that we go into the act is that funds that we go to the state police commission must be guaranteed by the Constitution and go directly to the commission, so that what we are seeing today with regard to local government funds, we don't have to see it with the police, because if we do that, then for people like us who come from the southeast, where in 2 or 3 kilometers you see 10 checkpoints, you will now have 100 checkpoints by state people who will have to fend for themselves if they don't have the requisite funding. I support this bill, and I ask my colleagues to please also support it, provided we put the safeguards that we guarantee each Nigerian his rights. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, to be honest, distinguished Senator Abaribe, your concerns have been the concerns of all Nigerians since 1961. Even those of us who have been privileged to be in government know that no condition is permanent. And one day we'll leave government, and sometimes we, the leaders, we've also had the opportunity, starting from Senator Aliero, Senator Ojo Zakalu, so many of us here, Senator Omer, those who are governorship makers. We've also had the opportunity of making governors who try everything to make sure that you don't even enter the states. And that time they had no state police. So now with state police, they can cordon off the entire state with your name in their hands. And if they see you, they may not even shoot you, but they may beat you to a point where nobody notices that they have been beaten. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that can lead to your death. So I share your opinion, and I agree in total with you that we must put the necessary safeguards. Some of the governors who are here with us, even though they cannot contribute, they know that one day they will leave office, and their successors will either come in and cane them, like those who cane us, or come in and support them, like some of them are supporting their elders. Anytime we shout, build the youth, I also add the word, maintain the elders. So you have a situation whereby you bring in the youths to take over government and you are building the youths. But what does the youth do? It does not only disrespect the elders, it canes the elders. And if there is state police, he can do so. But that notwithstanding, the current realities shows that if we have done something for 66 years, the same way, and it is not working, every community knows the bad eggs among them. In this Senate here, we know ourselves, and we know those who cannot sit in one place. So, if you come in here, just ask the question. We know what each and every person can do. We know those who will bring constructive advice. We also know those who will bring advice that can lead to anarchy in this floor. It's the same thing all over the country. That is why state policing is important, but the safeguards are most crucial. Senator Tambua, whether you were caned or you were maintained, can you go home after state police?
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I remain Amin Waziri Tambuwal. I represent Sokoto South Senatorial District. From the onset, Mr. President, let me make it clear that I am in support of this bill and I am in support of the idea of state police. I have been consistent on this, not only when I was in the House of Reps as Speaker and as Governor of Sokoto State, even while here in the Senate. In a number of interviews I granted, I alluded to the fact that I support state police because I believe that that will also be a major leap into entrenchment of federalism in Nigeria. And Nigeria is a federation. Mr. President, only about 3-4 weeks ago, in my senatorial district, we lost over 80 people in Tureta local government to bandits attack. Only 3-4 days ago, in the same local government, we lost some personnel of police that went there on rescue mission to send away bandits. So that is a clear picture of what is happening in most parts of the country. This is needed. Every effort, any effort that will ensure that we curb this menace of insecurity in Nigeria is needed. And it's on this note that I support this bill, and I urge my colleagues to support it, and I reinforce the concerns raised by Senator Abaribi. We must have safeguards that will now ensure that there is no abuse on the parts of those who are today in that position that we have left, and those who are coming, even those from amongst us, to those positions of being governors of particular states. I believe that as Senate of this country, we must ensure that we support Mr. President and we support the security agencies in every effort that will establish security in every part of this country. I so support Mr. President. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Mangunu.
Mr. President, distinguished senators.
Senator Mangunu?
Yes, sir.
Somebody is shouting there, why Senator Mangunu, why not him? This is a four-star general. And Senator Warada, you are among those coming in. And don't worry, let's create the state police. We'll see how you use it. So go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, as I always say, this bill is res ipsa locutor. It speaks for itself. It's very straightforward, especially against the background of the fact that already in various sub-nationals, we have in existence a pseudo-state police, in the sense that For example, in my state, we have the civilian JTF. When you go to the southwest, we have the Omatekun. So what we are merely doing now is to see that all this pseudo state police that is created across the nooks and crannies of the country metamorphose into state police. And Mr. President, distinguished senators, we are doing so against the background of the avalanche of security problem that we have across the nooks and crannies of the country. We have Boko Haram in the northeast, banditry in the north central, and the federal police architecture cannot effectively contain these problems that we have across the nooks and crannies of the country. Yes, sir.
I want to assure you that I always look at the mood of the Senate.
Yes.
Please, thank you for your contribution. Please be seated.
Okay, thank you very much. I am guided, sir.
Thank you. Is there any person that is against this bill? Those in support that this bill be read a second time, say aye. And those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Yeah. Clerk of the Senate. Clerk of the Senate.
Don't mention name. Let's raise up our hand. We count us.
Okay.
For each clause. Don't mention name.
Okay.
Clerk of the Senate.
Distinguished senators, a bill for an act
Order,
under
please.
the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, to provide for the establishment of state police services and for related matters, 6th alteration, 2026, SB 1055, second reading.
Read. Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to provide for the establishment of a state police service and for related matters, 6th alteration 2026, second reading taken. This all-important bill is now referred to the Committee of the Whole for further consideration. Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate. The bill is referred to Committee of the Whole for further legislative action. Proceed.
I don't submit the report now. Come, it's not committee of the whole now. What? We have to submit the report. Submit. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, rise to move. Mr. President, what is next is to have the report of the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Constitutional Review to be laid before the Senate for our consideration. Let me emphasize again, for the avoidance of doubt and the general understanding of the public, that the Senate has been working on this, and there have been zonal hearings.
Well, in line with Rule 80 sub 1, when a bill has been read the second time, it shall stand committed to a standing committee unless the Senate on motion made commits it to the committee of the whole Senate. Such motion shall not require notice, but must be made immediately after the bill is read a second time and must be proposed by the leader of the Senate. Are you proposing that we go into the committee of the whole for further consideration? Having been read a second time.
To report to them.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Deputy Senate President. I just invited you.
Wannan
Ko daga nan. It will fix. Sorry, sir.
You have to stand there. Come here.
That's it. In ka za daga nan, come. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I stand to move the motion that this August Senate do receive and consider
the report of the Committee on Constitutional Review on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Alteration Bill 2026 SB 1055. I so move.
Any seconder? Distinguished Senator Olarare.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. My name is Senator Kamaluddin Olalere Oyewumi, representing Osun Central District of Osun State. I stand to second the motion moved by the Deputy State President and Chairman of Constitutional Review Committee that we lay the report before the Senate for proper consideration. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the Chairman of the Constitutional Amendment Committee of the Senate, Deputy Senate President, has moved a motion and seconded by distinguished Senator Olarare. And in my view, it is better to err on the path of surplusage. Those in support of the motion that this report be laid before us for further consideration say aye. And those against say nay. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed to lay the report. Unless, Senate Leader, you may move that we go to Committee of the Whole. Your mic.
Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate do now resolve into Committee of the Whole for further consideration of this report. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion moved by the leader that the Senate resolves into the Committee of the Whole to further consider the report. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded that we resolve into Committee of the Whole for further consideration of this report. Those in support say aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Garba, you didn't hear that one.
Well, Those in favor of clause 1, raise your hands. Raise your hands. Clause 1, raise your hands. Teller, count. Teller, count. Be counting, count people to hear you. Count. Listen to the teller. Listen to the teller. They said they should count. They don't want to waste time. They want to go. Yeah. Are you counting?
Please be seated. 83. Off your mic now.
Distinguished senators, take your seat.
Distinguished colleagues.
Distinguished senators, resume your seats.
Distinguished colleagues. This is.
Take your seat. Take your seat, please. Senator, take your seat. Senator Kingibe, take your seat, ma. Take your seat.
What did the board do? What do you mean it's working?
Senator Shiloko, take your seat, sir.
Clause 2.
Take your seat, take your seat.
Sorry, my chairman.
Distinguished colleagues.
Senate Minority Leader, take your seat.
SP. This is okay.
Okay, if
Say it. Say clause 2, yes.
on clause 2, vote on clause 2. Use your mic. Use your mic.
Supported.
Use your mic.
Supported.
It's not working. This is a shame.
It's actually working, sir. Sound check. It's working.
No, it's more than that. Okay, please be seated. Those against can. Clause 3. One against. Quickly run. Clause 388. Clause 4. Clause 4. Clause 4.
Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, Mr. President.
Which order? Which order?
Privilege.
Which order?
Privilege. Wait, I can't be standing and raising my hand as a senator. I am either sitting or...
You can't put it up. You can't. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Distinguished colleagues, she said clause 586. Please, let's be seated. Let's be seated so that let's be seated. Okay, because Leader of the Senate, there is really nobody against the bill, but we are doing this for the purpose of record. So what I would like to say is, instead of standing up, let us just raise our hands. You can sit and raise your hand because we are elders. Those in support that you can sit and raise your hand, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 6. Raise your hands. Those in support of clause 6, raise your hands. Senator Kabib, are you against? Are you against clause 6? Huh? Okay. Oh, that is not. Abstain 1, yes. Distinguished colleagues, on clause what? Clause 8, but you go quick now. These are elders, they will drop their hands. So, clause 8. Senator Ababora, are you voting? Clause 8. How do you know you have voted? How many? No, give them so that they use it to announce. But this will not satisfy me. Oh. The microphone is not working. Announce it, please. What? Any abstention? Those saying nay? Any nay? Abstention 1, no nay. Clause 9. Clause 9. The same thing. Any abstention? No, is anybody that is abstaining? Nobody. No. There's one abstention. So do we go to the next clause? Clause 10. Clause 10. Very fast. These are elders. Don't allow them to keep their hands for too long. Abamoro is not here. And a good classmate. Those against.
That's -1.
Those against. Are you against or abstaining? There are two things. Is either you abstain or you are against. Which one? You abstain. Come on, Senator Kabib said. He said it's against. Senator Kabib. No, he said in this one that is against. Against clause 10. So no abstention. Nay, 1. Clause 11. Those in support, raise your hands. You are late. They have passed you, DSP.
No, she accepted.
You better call her. Please, you can drop your hands now. Those against, raise your hands. There's one person. Please count. Yes. Look at Senator Kabib said he's against. He's not abstaining this time. Announce it. Clause 12. Clause 12. Very quickly. Senator Abamoro, they are past you. They are past you. Okay. It's going to be the same situation. Senator May, your mic is on.
Oh, sorry.
Those against clause 12 is nobody, Senator Kabib. Are you on it? Okay. He's very consistent. He's against. Against. That's okay. So now, if you are through with that, we go to clause 13. Can you? So send your people to quickly start. Clause 13, those in support say aye. Aye. And then your hands, please. It's even tautology. But it's good to err on the part of surplusage. Have you checked the last line? Or everybody? Can you announce the result? Yes, what clause is that? Clause 13, just go ahead. Clause 14. Those in support, raise your hand. Say aye. We'll soon finish. We have only 26 clauses. Huh? So please be patient with us. This is history in the making. And it's important that you stand to be counted. What clause? Is there anybody against clause 14? Yes. Senator Kabib is against it. All right, noted. Clause 15. Those in support, say aye. How many now? Announce the result.
No, aye.
Yes. Is there anybody against clause? Well, that's clause 15? Clause 15, yes. Clause 16. Yes. On clause what? Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, my dear colleagues. Clause 16:12. I will read it so that we can look at the amendment. An intervention under subsection 10 of this section shall be authorized in writing by the President and shall state the grounds, territory, functions, and duration of the intervention, and notice of the intervention shall be given to the governor of the state, the Speaker of the House of Assembly of the state, the National Police Council, and the National Assembly within 48 hours of the start of the intervention. After this point, no other thing is said. In other words, a president can use his powers to simply write a letter and within 48 hours take over the functions of a state. So I suggest and recommend that at this point, there must be another approval that is sought from the National Assembly by the President after he has sent this notice. That is 1612. Just like we do for the state of emergency, because here, after just sending you a notice, nothing else happens. Page 11.
Senator Baribe, it looks like it's already there.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, to distinguished Senator Abaribe has raised a very important issue, even though at your discretion you could allow that. To begin with, we are voting. At this point, you either vote yes or vote no. This is not the time to debate or propose amendment. But let me say that the amendment that you propose is already taken care of by clause 13. Clause
Mr.
13,
President,
which is
this is totally wrong.
If I have your permission, I will read it. If I have your permission, I will
sorry,
read it.
leader.
Yes, sir.
I want us. We started by invoking order 1B.
Yes, sir.
Which is that in any situation not provided for by any extant regulation, including a standing order,
yes,
that the Senate shall regulate its procedure. So we are regulating our procedure because we want to make a law that would last for generations.
Very well, sir.
And we are not making a law to satisfy any human being.
Very well, sir.
We are making a law for Nigeria.
Very well,
so
sir.
if Senator Abaribe has an observation that is germane, we must take it. So
yes, sir. It's in order, sir. He has made it.
It's aware.
Subsection 13.
Now convince him.
Yes.
Convince him. That's all.
Sir, we need to take for a proper understanding.
Senator Abaribe.
Sir, I'm addressing the Senate, sir. I'm addressing the Senate. Sections 12 cannot be taken. Subsection 12 cannot be taken in isolation from subsection 13. 12 says an intervention under subsection 10 of this section shall be authorized in writing by the President and shall state the ground, territory, functions, and duration of the intervention. And notice of the intervention shall be given to the Governor of the State, the Speaker of the House of Assembly of the State, the National Police Council, and the National Assembly within 48 hours of the start of any intervention. And now, sub 13 says no intervention under subsection 10 of this section shall continue beyond such period as may be be prescribed by an act of the National Assembly, unless approved by resolution of the Senate in the manner prescribed by this act. So this is not an unlimited power being given to the President.
What you are saying
is subject to the oversight of the National Assembly.
What you are saying is in line with reality.
Yes.
That in a situation where there is a total breakdown of law of order in any state or the federation on a Saturday, and National Assembly is not sitting.
Yes.
We cannot wait for National Assembly to come on Monday or Tuesday. So the President must act. And thereafter inform the National Assembly.
Yes, that is what he said.
Those in support of that position say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The next clause. The next clause. Clause 17. Those in support of clause 17, your hands. Oh, okay. Let's go to clause 16 quickly. Clause 16. Just raise your hands, clause 16, if you are in support. 16, if you are in support, please. Yes, on clause 16, what is the result? Is there anybody who is against on clause 16? Clause 16, against? Okay, against 2. So clause 16 is taken care of. We now go to clause 17. Clause 17, if you are in support of clause 17, please raise your hand to be counted. Joel, are you in support? Ide, are you in support? Ned, Eten Williams, Benson Kobue, Peter Jia, Bill Bills, Aruna, Samson Ekong, are you in support? If you are in support, raise your hand. Don't assume. Nobody will count you. Senator Neda, are you in support? If you then raise your hand. Senator Odende, don't keep your head like this. You look as if you are sleeping. You are alive or sleeping. Yes, please raise your hand so that you will be counted. Yes, your constituents will see you. This is a landmark legislation since 1960. Senator Joseph Carlo, are you in support? Then raise your hand. Okay. Announce the result. Where should I vote? Because our standing order says unless there is a tie.
Absent is one.
Okay, we now go to clause 18. Those in support of clause 18, raise your hands. Why? You want to be counted? Is that why they should hold it? Are you more important than others? Leader of the Senate, why did you run out? Okay, go and count, leader. Who told you? Are you in support? Senator Ume, I just saved you. DSP, approach. So clause 18 as recorded. Clause 19. Those in support of Clause 19, raise your hands. Not I, just raise your hands so that they will see you. I want Senator Monguno, are you with us? Senator Monguno? They've counted you already. But I've not seen Senator Bamuguro. Okay. But, Madam, are you counting? 20, okay. He's constant. He said he's constant, so please. Against this bill. Yes, Clause 19. Now Clause 20. Clerical error. Okay. So instead of Speaker and Senate President, it should be presiding officers. Presiding officers of the National Assembly. So let's vote. Tony, are you in support? No, I wanted to be sure. So you are constant. Please announce. Distinguished colleagues, Senator Chocho, you'll be surprised that we're about to finish. So let's complete the exercise in line with constitutional requirement. Those in support of Clause 21 say aye. Oh no. Just raise your hand. Just by show of hand. Personal voting, please. Don't answer me. Those in support, just raise your hand, that's all. I'm not voting, I'm only showing you how to raise your hand. Tell me why you thought me. Please, the result for Clause 21. No. We have just concluded Clause 21. Those in support, how many? 86. 1. and abstention 0. Clause 22. Can we vote on clause 22? Personal voting. Senator Idiot, are you with us? No, on. Distinguished colleagues, we now go to clause 23. Those in support of clause 23, raise your hand and say, and indicate for our counting. Clause 23. Clause 23. Senator Mangunu, are you in support of clause 23? Father, you are in support. Okay. Senator Yaya, are you in support? No, I don't have a voice. I don't have a voice. Please announce. Clause 23, those in support 88, abstention nil, against 1. Can we go to clause 24? Clause 24, let's vote. Clause 24. Clause 24. Yes, you may announce it. Clause 24, those in support 87, against 1, abstention nil. Clause 25. Clause 25, voting. Senator Bamoro, voting. Please announce the voting on clause 25. Dismissed colleagues, we now go to the final clause. Clause 26. Those in support, raise your hands and be counted.
Where is it? Where is it?
Have you finished counting? Have you finished counting? On clause 26, those against, please indicate. Those against clause 26, look and count now. Those against clause 26, are you against? No, that was for. Now I'm saying against. And one person has voted. One person, but he says it's constant, but it's still good for him to vote, clause by clause, whether it's constant or not. He may change his mind towards the tail end. Clause 26, those in favor 89. Those against 1, abstention nil. Distinguished colleagues, let me thank everybody for the patience. And for doing, even if we had 200 clauses, this is what the law expects us to do. And so we have to ensure that history will record us properly. I know you are all tired. I thank you for what you are doing. And I may now invite the leader of the Senate to move a motion that we report progress by reverting to plenary.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate do now revert to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so move.
Yes, sir.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I second the motion that the Senate reverts to plenary to enable the chair report progress. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, the motion has been moved and seconded. That this August Assembly now reverts to plenary for the chair to report progress. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We revert to plenary for the chair to report progress.
for now, listen, we can talk so that Somebody examining the position of the bill and ask to repeat Police Force Establishment Bill 2026 and hereby recommend as follows that the sunset clause contained in the Nigeria Police Force Fund Act 2019 be removed and the Nigeria Police Force Fund be institutionalized as a permanent mechanism for sustainable funding of the Nigeria Police Force through the enactment of the Nigeria Police Force Fund Establishment Bill 2026. 2. That the Inspector General of Police be designated as a substantive member of the board to strengthen the representation of the Nigeria Police Force in the administration of the fund. That a representative of the Police Service Commission be included on the board in recognition of its constitutional mandate for the management of human resources in the Nigeria Police Force. That the Inspector General of Police be vested with the responsibility of providing an annual needs assessment of the Nigeria Police Force to the Trust Fund to facilitate effective planning and implementation of intervention based on identified priorities. In conclusion, accordingly, having been satisfied that the bill will strengthen the legal and institutional framework of the administration, accountability, transparency, and sustainability of the Nigeria Police Trust Fund, the committee hereby recommend that the Senate do consider and pass the bill. I so move, Mr. President.
Yes. Any contributor? Distinguished Senator Oshomole.
Thank you, Mr. President, sir. My name is Adam Saliu Oshomole. I represent the great people of Edo North in Edo State. I rise to support the report as ably and capably moved by my distinguished friend and brother. I so second.
Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate. There is no. Is anybody opposed to this bill? So can we go into the committee of the...
Thank you, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues. I rise that the Senate reverse to committee of the whole to allow for clause-by-clause consideration of this bill. I so move.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the Senate resolves into the committee of the whole to take further legislative action on the report. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded that this August Assembly should step into committee of the whole to consider the bill clause by clause. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, a A bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Establishment Act number 6, 2019, and to enact the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2026 to provide for training, security equipment, machinery, and improve the general welfare of the Nigerian Police Force to ensure accountability and effective service delivery and for related matters, SB 10330. Senator Maidu, please approach the chair. Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2026, SB 1030. Number of clauses. Those in support of clauses 1 to 5 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That clauses 6 to 10 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That clauses 11 to 15 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That clauses 16 to 20 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 21 to 25 should stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clauses 26 to 29 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Interpretation clause on clause 30 should stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Short title on clause 31 should stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Schedule 1 should stand part of the bill on page 22, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Explanatory memorandum should stand part of the bill on page 25, say aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. The long title should stand part of the bill on page 1, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. Very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate do now revert to plenary to enable the chairman to report progress. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, distinguished colleagues, I second the motion that the Senate reverts to plenary to enable the chair report progress. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded that the Senate do revert to plenary for the chair to report progress. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Police Affairs on the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2026 and approved as follows. Number of clauses, clauses 1 30 as recommended. Short title, clause 31 as recommended. Schedule 1 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended.
Thank you, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues. I rise to move that the bill be now read for the third time. I so move.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I support the motion that the bill be read the third time. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, motion moved and seconded that this bill be now read the third time. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Police Trust Fund, Establishment Act Number 6, 2029, and enact the Nigerian Police Trust Fund, Established Bill 2026, to provide funds for training, security equipment, machinery, and improve the general welfare of the Nigerian Police Force to ensure accountability and effective service delivery, and for related matters 2026 SB 1030, third reading.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Act Number 6, 2029, and enact the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Act, and enact the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2026 to provide funds for training, security equipment, machinery, and improve the general welfare of the Nigerian police force to ensure accountability and effective service delivery, and for related matters 2026, SB 1030, third reading taken. Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to repeal the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Act Number 6, 2029, and enact the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Establishment Bill 2026 to provide funds for training, security equipment, machinery, and to improve the general welfare of the Nigeria Police Force to ensure accountability and effective service delivery, and for related matters 2026, third reading taken and passed. Let me thank the chairman of the Senate Committee on Police Affairs, distinguished Senator Maiduri, and all members of that committee for doing a wonderful job and for the expeditious manner in which this bill was considered. And also thank my distinguished colleagues, all the senators who have made contributions, and for their painstaking scrutiny of the bill to arrive at this. I also want to thank you for your patriotism and your patience in sitting down to consider this bill even after 5 p.m., since we started by 11 o'clock in the morning. I thank the general public for their contributions during the public hearing, and of course I thank Mr. President for his continuous love for security and his efforts to ensure that we revamp the entire security architecture in the country. I believe that with this bill, the welfare of the police force will be enhanced and then much more efficient operations will be carried out. And I pray also that Nigerians will be safer with this bill, and the banditry and the terrorism we are witnessing will not only be minimized, will be totally reduced to the barest minimum. I am of the opinion that Nigeria shall conquer terrorism and banditry, and so shall it be. I thank you all for your patience. Leader of the Senate, considering the time and the patience of the distinguished senators, I would like us to have a short break so that we can come back and approve the votes of proceedings of today, and thereafter proceed on our vacation, on our annual vacation. Huh? Huh? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate do now adjourn for 1 hour. Thank you so much, sir. I'm well guarded. I don't even know how to get up.
Wani yaran sun samu wahala wallahi. Battery.